the reality is that we have an arena in our mind. We have critics that are standing there that are wreaking havoc in our mental health, dreams and our purpose and our passions that we have.
This is the Unleash Your Purpose podcast.
One of the things that is so foundational for Sarah and I's marriage is that we travel together. And through the years, we've had opportunities to travel to better and better places. And this last year, we had a chance to go to Rome and the other parts of Italy, and it was a game changer. Let alone being 7 days away from our kids, which is pretty much heaven on earth. Being with just my bride for that time is amazing. Drinking all of these different wines and cheeses together was some of the highlights. But one of the coolest things that was so fun about going to Rome, it was all of the history and all of the architecture that we saw. We got to go to the Vatican, and one of the other places we got to go was to the Colosseum. And what I knew about the Colosseum before going there was simply from the movie The Gladiator, where Russell Crowe comes in as the gladiator and is circled around this Colosseum where there's the audience around them, the critics who are yelling and cheering to his death. And the gladiator would have to fight other warriors in that moment, or a bear or a tiger or a lion, and have to defend himself. And he would have to have this audience around him that were cheering and jeering and yelling and screaming. Most times they were excited for the gladiator's death. And I think that's so symbolic for our life. As I'm standing there in the middle of this Colosseum, I think about the critics in my own life, the people in my head that play influence in my brain, that feel like they're just overwhelming and yelling. And I think so often the reality is that we have an arena in our mind. We have critics that are standing there that are wreaking havoc in our mental health, wreaking havoc in our dreams and our purpose and our passions that we have. And most times these critics are not even really critics. There are these voices in my head. It's that sixth grade bully that I had that continued to tell me that how fat I was on the bus, how stupid it is now, but how much that critic's voice played a loud one. It's that boss who said, you don't have what it takes. It's that spouse who said something critical. It's that dad said, if you would have only been. It's that partner or that boyfriend or girlfriend in high school that you asked out and said no. It's that person on social media that made that comment to you. It's these voices that become this loud voice just shouting on us, and we end up becoming this person that we don't even recognize. I remember for me so often is I realized that I was actually an imposter. I have created in this Colosseum of my life a narrative and a voice that I was trying to impress critics who I didn't even care who they were. I tried to be a chameleon and tried to perform and be someone I was not. The person who on social media said that I was being harmful during COVID because of the business that I had, and then I had to perform and be good enough. It's the old pastor or the boss who said, hey, I thought you could have done this, but I was wrong. And these things have haunted my mind, and I had to perform to be good enough because I tried to do that. And what I'm learning is that we have to learn to kick those critics out of the arena. Our arena of our mind are those voices that continue to haunt us, that says that they are not welcome here anymore. I love the quote from Teddy Roosevelt. He says during World War II, he had this famous speech, and he's talking about critics in the arena. It says this, it says, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again." And it continues on, "Those who without neither know victory or defeat." The credit goes to those who are in the arena with us. And as I look at my life, and I look at now as I come to understand myself more fully and the purpose that I have to be so intentional of the people that I put in the arena with me. I want to be next to gladiators who are fighting alongside me, not the critics in the stands. I can hear the chirping of the critics all day long, and their voices seem so loud, but they are insignificant. The ones that matter are the ones who are fighting alongside me, whose face is marred and full of mud and dirt and blood, who want to fight alongside me. It's my wife who says, hey, we are going to go fight this battle on behalf of these kids together. It's my best friend that in the middle of a panic attack, I know I can call and says, hey, I got your back. It's that person that you can call in the middle of the night who's going to encourage you. And for me, when you think about who is in your arena, it's that person you can call in the middle of the night. And if that person that you call in the middle of the night is not a person that's going to encourage you, you need to find another arena. You need to find another space that can kind of help move you to that next direction. But I'm realizing that so much of the arena in our own head and our own mind are these voices that are speaking that they don't even realize that there are critics anymore. It's a makeup of all these people that are saying these things that we have created in our mind. Ryan, you are not good enough. You are not worthy. Do I have what it takes? Am I a man? Am I a leader? I'm not good enough. And I hear these voices and I have to say, out of the arena. No, I'm going to listen to the gladiators fighting alongside me in this arena, in the Colosseum, as we go fight together. Because guess what? The ones who are linking arms with you, who are stepping in the battle with you, those are the people I want on my side. Those are the ones who say, I got your back no matter what. I got your back even when things are hard. I know your heart. I know you messed up the way you said it. You didn't do that perfectly, but I know who you are and I'm going to stand with you. So friends, my question is like, who is in our arena? Do you have a gladiator next to you? If not, we got to find someone. We got to find someone that's going to walk alongside us. And who are those voices that we say, you are not welcome here? For me, it was identifying those names. It was looking at their picture and I'm like, this person has power in my life. This 6th grade bully can get the heck out. This picture of a family member that means nothing anymore. This past family member who is now not that person anymore. As a child, I'm like, this is still gonna be that person in the arena? No, it's time for a new day. It's time for a new arena and warriors that will step beside us.
Thanks for joining us for the Unleash Your Purpose podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review. We'll see you next week.